Cannon. This again? Cannon.
What I do? What I do?
Yeah, that's right. 2 videos in 1 month. I am definitely acting out of character. But nonetheless, let's get into it. You ever been put in a scenario where you could not fight back? And don't get me wrong, what I mean by that is you could fight back, but that would be to your detriment. Big words. Oh, you have? Well then sit down, I'm not talking to you. And that was a rhetorical question. And even if you have, I guarantee you, it is nothing like the absolute doggery I'm about to tell you about. Man, I don't even know if I want to talk about this. But you know what? You're not here for my complaining, so fuck. Let's get into it. Let's just get into it. Fuck. This story had to have taken place between the 4th and the 5th grade, because that's the only way it would make sense to me. It was a cold winter morning, and like with most winter mornings, I woke up late. And whenever that happened, I had to choose between brushing my teeth or having breakfast. And the color of the choice would be a heck of a stretch, because my mom made sure that the toothbrush was the only thing I had in my hand and my mouth before I left. I knew the moment I walked out that house what kind of day I was about to have. So I get in the car and made my way to sit by the window. I was not trying to talk to nobody. I already knew the type of day I was about to have. There were these girls that were sitting next to me going on and on about school projects and deadlines, insomnia, and blah blah blah, bro. But there was one person missing from this equation. And for all I cared, she could have stayed missing. I'ma call her Starla. She was built like her too. But eventually we had to go pick her up too. As she's getting on, she insists on making her way over to sit next to me. Let me say this before I continue. I would have had no problems with this girl if she wasn't always just trying to start shit with me. Vegeta's weak, bro. He got beat by Frieza. Let's talk about Super Saiyan Goku though. See? That's why you're so short. You're never gonna grow tall since you're always talking about cartoons. Ayo. She didn't just say what I think she said, right? Yeah, man. She definitely did. Anime is not cartoons!
What?
That's what you're mad about? I was sitting here thinking you're gonna be mad because she called you short. Wait, she said what? So now she's sitting next to me and we're on our way to school. She kept trying to talk to me about some nonsense diet that she's been trying out. She out here talking about food. I didn't even have breakfast. I wanted so bad to turn to her and say, look, whatever this diet you're talking about is, it's clearly not working for you. But today was not the day for such crimes against another human's emotional well-being. I sat there and I just looked at her. And then I went back to looking out the window. She must have taken offense at this because she went on to do the most foul thing ever on that day. And I was being nice to her that day. You ignored her. Would you have liked it better if I had told her all that stuff about her diet? I mean, when you put it like that, I guess you chose the lesser of two evils. No joke. Bro, this next part has to be the most enraging thing to have ever happened to me thus far. Starla had a friend. Remember the girls talking about insomnia and deadlines? Yeah, one of them. Let's call her... Wait, what was Starla's sister's name? Peggy? Yes, we're gonna call her Peggy. Starla moves forward on the seat, right? She looks down at her feet and she steps on something. And then she starts frantically tapping Peggy's shoulder, talking on some, Peggy, look, Cannon stepped on your project. I thought she was back to her attention-seeking nonsense. Tell me why I turned around and this girl was sitting on the opposite end of the same seat. And in between us sat Peggy, who held a box that had been crushed in her hands. Cannon. Okay, this is the type of day I'm about to have. Cannon. What? Cannon, do you know how long it took me to make this? Peggy, I'm not doing this with you. Today is not the day. I didn't crush your box.
What?
Your friend did. How else would you explain the fact that she was sitting where your box was when it got crushed and now she's on the opposite end of the car? But obviously Peggy must have had her ignorance turned up to 100 that day. She was hearing none of it. Friend, don't listen to him. I saw him step on you. No, you didn't, you... I didn't step on your box. Cannon, this again? cannon.
What'd I do? What'd I do?
This girl starts to lose it, bro. And then I see her begin to unsheath what I knew then was gonna be the nastiest backhand I'd ever received. And she slapped me right across the face. I didn't even get that time to be stunned, bro. She just started teeing up on me. She hit me with like 10 slaps, 5 from each hand, like she's one up a Street Fighter input command. Baby girl, you throwing the wrong hands. They need you in the Capcom Cup Pro Tour. And she's teeing up on me. I could feel myself getting pissed because 1, nobody was stopping this. And 2, nobody was stopping this. So I balled up my fist and then I